All right, like I said, the afternoon Mary end up turning Stack. Now, Smoke breaks in the door and realized Mary was biting Stack neck, and he shot at her multiple times. Mary did not die. Okay, she got up and she ran out the house real fast. Now, everybody's looking like, what is going on? What is going on? But you know who knew what was going on? That hoodoo woman, Annie. She knew exactly what was going on. And they were trying to figure out, she was like, this is not a Hanks. Because a Hanks is somebody that takes souls. And that's a real thing for real. A Hanks is somebody that takes souls. That's a vampire. With vampires, souls are trapped. Because they are in between the spiritual and the physical world. Now, so Annie, she doing her little work. She working her little magic real quick. And she did something on the craps table. Like she did something on the craps table. I'm gonna come back to that. Now, so she's giving everybody garlic. She's giving everybody garlic. So she's passing the garlic around, trying to see who's a vampire, who's not. So everybody takes this garlic. And everybody's good. Then Cornbread comes back. Cornbread went to go pee. He basically got turned out there. He comes back. And they're like, hey, where you been? You supposed to be watching the door. Where you been? So he come to the door and he like, hey, I went to go pee. Y'all gonna let me in? And Annie like, hold on, player. You ain't had to ask us to let you in this whole time. Mind you, I told you, vampires got to get let in. You got to let that energy in. So, and he's still trying to get in. He's like, nah, Playboy, bring your big behind in. Like, come, if you already been coming in, so why I need to invite you in? So, turns out, we realized, they didn't invite him in, so they realized he was a vampire. Now, the Asians. Okay. Grace, which is the Asian woman at the bottom, basically told her husband, hey, go get the car packed up. We out of here. She did that before Cornbread came back to the scene. Now, this is what I realized. They really, I won't say they wasn't loyal. She wasn't loyal. Because in the beginning, he was Smoke's and Stack's childhood friend. So and he brought his wife in. She wasn't they friend for real. You can't tell me they friend for real. So he was out there going to go get the car. That's when he turned. Mind you, so he like, hey, you gonna invite me in? And they like, oh no. So she like, I gotta go because that's my husband. Mind you, the vampire just said, I know where your kid is. I know everything to know about your kid through your husband. So now she like, oh, I gotta go get my kid. And right there, I ought to push that ass out the juke joint. Because you ain't about to bring me down. Alright. If they got your daughter, she gone anyway. I'ma just say that. She gone anyway. You ain't about to throw me with you. You ain't about to drag me with you. But they ain't do that, Black people still trying to be good. So now they know what's going on. They got a good inkling of what's going on. Annie tells Smoke, hey, if they kill me, if they turn me, kill me right away because I want to go see my baby girl on the other side. All right, because like I said, vampires are trap souls. So you can't go to the spirit world, okay? Now, So, this little Asian girl, Lil Grace, done invited everybody in because she mad because she want to be with her husband and her daughter. That's why I told y'all to push the ass out the juke joint. So now we out here fighting for our life because you want to save one person. And we all in here. Mind you, so everybody fighting. And it's the thing. You killed one person. That whole time you killed one person. You could have killed at least 3-4 people. You killed one person and died with your person. But that's another symbolic because Asians, they gonna stick together. They all about family. They gonna stick together. They gonna ride for each other. Now, you can ride for yours. Just don't bring me with you. That's my only thing. Now, in the midst of all of this happening, Annie get bit. And they didn't want to kill Annie. They wanted Annie with them. That's why I feel like they was upset that Smoke ended up killing Annie because that was her, basically her dying wish. Kill me. So Smoke ended up killing Annie, and that's when you saw Stack and Mary get mad because I feel like, just like Sammy, they wanted Annie's voodoo root work. They wanted her culture as well. Now we go back to, now let's just make our way to outside. Because all this just trample over to outside. Where Remy is basically giving Sammy a baptism. Okay? Because they in the water at this point. Now, and you saw everybody come out and they're going along, they're flocking around like a congregation. So this is the church symbol. Now, Remy end up saying the Lord's Prayer. But this is the catch. Not Remy. Sammy end up saying the Lord's Prayer. This is the catch. Remy started saying it with him. And he's like, they told me about that too. Like the white people that killed my family, they were singing that with me. Basically, this is another way of like colonization and them giving us something. But you know what helped and saved Remy? That guitar. That's the ancestor. The ancestors saved Remy. Not that Lord's Prayer. You know what I'm saying? So, you take that how you want to take that. Now, that gave Smoke enough time to come and stab Remy. So, they were able to survive and get out of there. And that's when Sammy went back to the church. His daddy was like, hey, you could come back, but you gotta get rid of that guitar. Sammy ended up leaving because he was not getting rid of that guitar. He saw what it did for him. Like he said, that was the best and worst day of my life. It was the best day because I was finally me. It was the worst day because I lost a lot of people that I love. And I feel like the people that they lost, those were soul families. You know what I'm saying? All I'm going to say is Ryan Coogler deserved his big one. He deserved his big one. And same thing with Michael B. Jordan, because the way he played those twin characters, I can tell the difference. When one came on, when another one came on, they were so different. It looked like two people was playing them. It looked like real twins was playing them. Like, they deserve some Oscars for this. I ain't even gonna cap. But that's part 3. I tried to sum it up fast. Y'all should really go see the movie. I'm gonna see it again. So, we out.